Well, I haven't made a video in a week or two, so I just wanted to show kind of what I've been working on. I picked up this mini bike frame at a junkyard, very cheap, for 50 bucks for the rolling chassis. It had handlebars, but they're up there and they're the wrong ones, so they're off there for now. But anyway, I repainted it and painted the rims and everything the original colors. Well, not matching an ID of the color or anything, but just red and black, you know. So I've got the handlebars for it on the way, the originals, and I have the seat bracket on the way that pivoted here and went up here, and then I got the two shocks on the way that went from here up to the seat. So I got that on the way, and I got a seat on the way that I ordered. So that'll be nice to get the original stuff. This is actually called a Manco Thunderbird. I'm not sure of the year, but it'll be a pretty cool little mini bike once it's all done. So pretty much when I got it, it was just the frame, the tires, of course the sprocket on there, the brake, you know, is all still here. The kickstand's still on it. And then I have the springs for it too that pull the brake and the kickstand back to a neutral position, I guess. And so that's that until I get the other parts. That's kind of where that's going to stop, and I may stick the motor on there once I get it going. I got this motor from my parents' neighbor, so I went out there and picked it up from them and brought it home, and it was pretty well all here. The flywheel housing was off and missing all the bolts to that, and it was also missing this piece here, which is what goes into the pull start there. Goes into there and it lets you, pivot. So it's completely missing that and this shroud here and yeah, everything that connects it to this. So pretty much it was just the flywheel on there, no nut or anything. So I pretty much went and got another scrap motor. Not the same. I think that's a push mower, an old push mower, because it is vertical. It is a vertical shaft. So I got that off there and it fit perfect. So I put that on there, and now I'm just getting ready to put the cover back on it. I've also got my clutch for it, my Max Torque clutch here for it, brand new, to put on there. I'm still going to cut this shaft off because I guess somebody said this probably would have been on maybe a snowblower or something, and it uses this shaft that spins with the motor. So I'll end up cutting that off. I was told if I start it up and let it run and just rub a hacksaw blade on there, it'll cut off flush pretty well. So that's what I'm going to do once I get it going. I actually did replace this gasket here. Somebody had previously used some gasket sealer and it looked really nasty, so I just went ahead and ordered the real gasket, the original gasket for it, and I just put that on there. So I may end up needing to replace these. I couldn't find them online, the original bolts, so I may have to just source some at a Napa or something, because I think these are going to be sticking out too far, so I don't think they're going to work. Other than that, I was told the engine runs fine. It just, somebody had got tired of messing with that. The flywheel kept messing up, or the pull start kept messing up, and I imagine it's because this piece was messed up because that piece wasn't with it at all, so they probably decided that was the problem and tried to find another one and couldn't. So that's where I'm at on that, and I've got my little clutch cover from oldminibikes.com. It's going to look pretty cool once it's on there, and it'll cover the clutch right here. I really don't know how it attaches yet. I mean, I know I got the bracket there, but it doesn't look like it matches anything as of yet. So hopefully I can figure out how that's going to attach. And then I have another box of parts up here. I had some bearings come in, of course. The back bearings, I needed some that had a slotted piece that held them on the outside. I got those on the way there, the real ones, but I did order 4 of these, so I just put those 2 in there for now, and I'll switch them when I get the right ones, but they'll work for now. I also ordered some throttle grips from OMB with the wire clamps on there, some extra links, another chain. There's the links that came with the chain in the package there. I also ordered some spacers because they had like all kinds of weird spacers. Whoever had this bike before had all kinds of stuff in there for spacers. So I ordered 2 spacers, and it spaced it out really well. So it almost looks perfect now. So I was gonna sandblast this bike, but I had bought this earlier this year at a yard sale, and it does work fine. And you can see somebody put a speaker over where your shop vac would go. I guess they didn't realize that they needed a shop vac there. Either that or they didn't have one. But it does work. It's just whatever grade sand is in there, and I'm not sure. I didn't read up too much on it yet. It's not either. Well, also it could be my air compressor maybe isn't blowing enough psi out to do it. I should be able to do it intermittently with that either way, though. I mean, so I let it build up full pressure and tried to do it, and it just wasn't blowing it hard enough, or it's not the right medium in there. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that and get some better stuff. So I may end up in the future taking this completely back apart and sandblasting it and making it look a lot better. So, and there were some mounts here where the seat would mount, and there was a gas tank that went over this originally, and somebody had cut the brackets off but left the welds, so I went ahead and grinded the welds down. So you can kind of see they don't look that great, but I think it'll look better if I ever get it sandblasted. But I have everything on it, so it's looking pretty good so far. I'm just getting ready to start really tearing into this motor and cleaning the carb and stuff on it. But anyway, you guys might have been wondering about this go-kart. I finally figured out the problem. It wasn't never my belt that was the problem that I ordered, that brand new belt. It was because inside that clutch there, or that torque converter, the springs were broke. So I ended up finally getting it apart after I put it in a vise and put a big crescent wrench on it, and I got it apart. Found out the springs were broke, so I ordered the springs for it, and it works perfect. So the problem before was this piece in here that comes out outside of this, it was stuck out here with the springs broken. I couldn't figure out if that was the way it was supposed to be or not. I couldn't find too many videos that really showed it up close or anything online. But anyways, it ended up when I put the springs back in, it pulled it back in there, and it idles perfect now. It doesn't catch the belt and try to kill my motor or anything like that. So I can actually sit there and idle, and I can take off pretty well, and it goes really fast now. So it's pretty awesome. For 50 bucks, I got that go-kart for. Just put some paint on it, made a new seat, new headrest, and pretty much everything else was on it. I just had to get the belt for it and the springs there, and even the motor came with it. So I mean, for 50 bucks, that's awesome. So everything works. You can see all the pedals are really straight and everything. It don't look like it's ever really been wrecked. So that's good. So there's kind of what I'm working on. You can see I had that string up there. I was painting some stuff, but there's the old wheel horse that I got fixed up a couple weeks ago. It's running perfect now. I have actually mowed with it about 3 times now, and not had a single problem. No oil leaking when I replaced that oil sump gasket, that crankcase gasket. No oil leaking now. I replaced the breather gasket. It's good. Whole new carb kit in it. So I don't think I ever really made a video on this, but I picked this air compressor up since I didn't have a big one, a decent size one anyway. Of course, it's not too big a one. I picked it up and repainted the tank of it, and I repainted that housing on the back there, that black housing, and repainted it all up, and it looks real nice now. So there's the Sears. Moved a couple tractors out of here. Gave one of them to my dad because he was needing one, so I gave him a tractor to mow with, and so he can get his work done. But anyway, that's where it sits. So it's kind of a rainy, shitty day outside, so kind of inside the shop, trying to stay warm. Usually you're trying to keep cool, but man, today it's kind of rainy out. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at. So, whoops. But anyway, everybody have a good one.